Hello and welcome to this video looking at the text-based editing workflow that is in newer versions of Premiere Pro. So what you have to do first of all is you've got your clip and you put it on the timeline like this. And then if you open up the text tab, you can also, there's a new text-based editing workspace available as well. We can go to the first of these tabs and we're going to see transcript, and what we can do is we can just press transcribe here. And here what you'll be able to do is see the transcription in progress. So we can also look up here. It's going to give you a more specific amount of how much is done, right? So once the transcription is done, what we're going to do is we're going to see that the text here has appeared like so, right? So you've got a bunch of text. And the cool thing about this, you can see here, if we look here, you can see this is how long the break is, right? So for instance, if I wanted to remove this pause, I could, you see it selects it in the timeline, and then I can do a ripple delete. A ripple delete is essentially how you delete content. So that's going to completely have deleted the pause there. So you can essentially you can select any amount of text, and it will automatically select that amount. The in and the out points will be set. So essentially you can delete any amount. You can select any amount of text, and then do, you could copy it, you could cut it, you could do all the usual things. So what I want to do now is focus on how we actually use the workflow in general, right? So once you have a transcript, what you might want to do is move it into captions. So that will allow you to have subtitles on the screen. So the way to generate captions is to go to captions, and we've got this option here, create captions from transcript. Whenever you create text, you can do a save a preset, and that will basically be what appears in the style menu. So I've just got one here that I've created. So we do create captions from transcript. We can choose the style. So as long as it's in your project window, you can choose the style. And that just gives some default settings for the subtitles to appear. Now, what is very common nowadays is that people like to have less long text that appears for less amount of time. That's just something that I've noticed, right? So we say like something like this, just put this, put these two on the left-hand side, and only do single lines. There's no more, there's nothing underneath this, by the way. And what that means is then we can do create captions. So what's happened here? Well, the caption track has now appeared, right? And you can see essentially like, all the captions have appeared there, right? And because I did single line, it's going to be quite nice. It's going to be quite like snappy, right, with the text. So if we look at some of the, so we look at, say, this section over here. Yeah, in this one, I want to look at what we're going to do with this image, right? So here you can see, what if we wanted to expand the image? So you can see that the subtitles are quite snappy there. So we can scroll through the text. So say we've got like a section here we want to look at. So here you can see. So say we wanted to make some changes to this text, we could do that, right? We could, for instance, we could change the font to Comic Sans. We could expand the size of it. Maybe change some alignment stuff. And we could do all those sorts of things that we may be used to doing. We could increase the opacity of the background, whatever you like, right? But remember, these are things that you can only really do. There's only so much you can do with styles, right? You can't animate this text, right? So that will do. So here you can see, what if we wanted, so we can do some fun stuff, but say we had another section and we wanted to do something fancier with this one, right? So what you'd have to do then is then you also have this third tab here, which is the graphics tab. So you'll notice that unlike a video track, when we select a caption, we can't do anything on effect controls, right? Which means you can't do any animation with it. So the way to do that is to use this, the graphics tab. So we click on our caption, and here you see we've got go through features is the caption we have selected. And what we can do is make sure it's selected like that, and upgrade caption to graphic. And then it removes it from the caption track and puts it into the video track. And now, of course, effect controls is active, right? Which essentially means if we wanted to change the position, we can start to do many, many more things with it, right? So whatever you want to do with it, right? So that's a cool thing to do, right? And of course, you can put the actual effects on as well. You know, whatever, you know, all these sorts of things, right? Put 3D effect on. And then do everything in effect controls as well. So yeah, so that is the way that if you wanted to
go
have,
through the features that I can.
you know, so that's essentially the way to, you know, use text-based editing in like a variety of different ways, and you can sort of, and you can keep an eye on all the different sort of parts of it like that. So thanks for watching.